Well, today I'm gonna give you a short lecture on the genealogies of Jesus in the Gospel Matthew and in the Gospel of Luke. Well, one of the students sent me an inquiry on this. Let me read his question. There are two genealogies of Jesus in the Gospels, one in Matthew and one in Luke. Both seem the same up until you get to the King David. Matthew traces the passage through Solomon, but Luke through Nathan, both sons of David. I read that some scholars believe the genealogy in Luke is for Mary. Matthew traces Joseph's past to show that he could not be the biological father of Jesus, since Solomon's line was cursed to not produce the Son of Man. Thus, Mary had to be the mother of Jesus, since her line fulfilled the prophecy in the Old Testament, not Joseph. Is this analysis correct? If not, then why are there two different genealogies for Jesus? Well, this is a big question. As the student asked, why do Matthew and Luke genealogies differ from one another after David? Up to that point, the lists generally agree with the Old Testament records. No biblical records exist, however, of the name between Zerubbabel and Joseph. And if granted that Luke's Shealtiel and Zerubbabel are different from those in Matthew's, no biblical record exists for the names after Nathan in Luke's list. These portions are problematic. But with this divergence after David, it becomes quite clear that Luke and Matthew are doing two different tasks. So, four basic solutions have a development. I'm primarily depending upon V.S. Hoffman's article in the Dictionary of Jesus and the Gospels. His article is titled Genealogy. Okay, it's a bit long, but I can really reduce this to first theory of Julius Africanus, who lived between AD 170 and 245. He proposed that both lists give Jesus legal descent through Joseph, Matthew giving Joseph's natural lineage, and Luke giving Joseph's legal lineage. Africanus explains that Joseph and Eli, with alias Heli, were uterine brothers, born of the same mother by different fathers. When Eli died childless, Jacob took the widow as his wife to raise up a child in the dead brother's name, in accordance with the Levite law. Thus Joseph was Jacob's natural son, Matthew, but the legal heir to Eli, Luke. Well, some feel this solution asks for too many happy coincidences. Well, then several modern scholars also hold that both lists give Jesus legal descent. Reversing the roles of genealogies in Africanus' solution, however. Matthew providing Joseph's legal lineage and Luke providing Joseph's natural lineage. This solution struggles, however, against the more natural understanding of Matthew's beget formula. When you use a beget formula, that indicates a blood relationship between father and son. So it means blood relationship between Jacob and Joseph. So that goes against this theory. Well, third theory proposed by Annius of Viterbo, circa AD 1490. This theory was followed by Martin Luther and many today. Well, he understood Matthew as giving Joseph's ancestry, while Luke as giving Mary's, as a student suggested. It suggested that Mary was the brotherless heir to Eli, whose estate would then go to Mary's husband. Luke chapter verse 23 is understood as saying, Jesus being the descendant, as it is supposed through Joseph, descendant of Heli. And if this were the case, however, it is strange that Luke mentions Joseph instead of Mary, since he everywhere else focuses on Mary in his infancy narrative, while Matthew focuses on Joseph. Note also that Luke has some concern to show Joseph to be of a Davidic descent. The Talmudic reference to Miriam, the daughter of Eli, are most likely not references to Mary, the mother of Jesus, since Rabbi Eliezer ben Joseph, who claims to have witnessed this Miriam's torture, lived during the 2nd century AD. When Maria, Jesus' mom, was dead long ago. Then the last theory was proposed by Tertullian, early church father, and also a few modern scholars. They suggest that Matthew gives us Mary's ancestry and Luke gives us Joseph's. Such a solution again strains the natural understanding of Matthew's beget formula. Although H.A. Blair has proposed that the text of Matthew chapter 1 verse 16 be amended to read, Jacob begat Joseph, and Joseph begat Mary, of whom was born Jesus, who is called the Christ. There is no textual evidence for such a reading. How dare this idiot Blair amended the text to read according to his theory. You know, he would have been dead, burnt, when he said this, like 14th or 15th century. How dare you amend the text without any textual evidence? So, in other words, every theory has problem. So this is the conclusion by D.S. Hoffman. While Matthew and Luke each have somewhat different purposes for the genealogy of Jesus, both affirm the virginal conception explicitly in their infancy narratives and implicitly in the genealogies as well. A final solution to the intricate issues involved in comparing the two lists may never be found, but enough is known to show that the apparent discrepancies are not insoluble. The most important thing is to learn from these genealogies are not the names of Jesus' grandfathers, Jacob or Eli or Boaz, but that he is the messianic king by God's providential working, Matthew, and that he is God's agent offering all the world salvation, Luke. Well, that's all, folks. That's the food for your soul today. Have a great day, guys.